Hello community, welcome back to another Barcelona match review. Barcelona drew against Juventus 2-2. This was an okay match slash decent match for Barcelona. I think in general, I would maybe give it like a team performance rating for Barcelona around like a 6, maybe 6.5. First half, second half, how did they go? We'll talk about that, of course, in depth later. But it was an okay match. I think Barcelona definitely could improve things. What were the positives? What were the negatives? We'll be discussing about that, as well as player analysis will also happen. So without further ado, let's get into it. And first of all, let's start off with the first half lineup. Of course, Marc-Andre ter Stegen was in goal. Left back was Jordi Alba. Right back was Sergi Roberto. Our centre back duo was Eric Garcia, Andres Christensen. Our midfield trio was Busquets, Nico and Kessie. Our front three was Aubameyang on the left, Dembele on the right, and Lewandowski up top. And well, first 10 minutes, Barcelona had good control in this match. They were dominating. They had their dominance asserted over Juventus through their pressing. While Juventus were trying to, pass and play and stuff, as usual, Barcelona liked the way how they pressed against Real Madrid. They were closing down spaces, tightening it up for Juventus players. So because of that, they were not able to pass really that free. And of course, there were a couple of ball recoveries happening up top on the pitch as well. Not only in the middle or in our half, it was happening up top in Juve's side where we were getting the ball recoveries. The problem was we did not have many clear-cut chances because of that, because Juve was defensively stabilized. They were not opening that many spaces for us. So because of that, we were not able to capitalize that much. And actually, some spaces that was opened by Juve's defense or the midfield was actually not capitalized as well. Like we ourselves, the players, they could not capitalize that well. There was no much connection going on with Lewandowski, with either Dembele or Aubameyang. They were having very different or different position roles. Like Aubameyang was more so up top as left winger, and he was a little bit coming into the center, but could not have that much connection with Lewandowski. On the other hand, Dembele was mostly playing as a deep winger. Like he was, sometimes coming into midfield to help Busquets in progressing the ball towards up top. And, of course, he also was going up top as a winger. But usually, because of this, because of him going deeper, Lewandowski was pretty much alone in the with himself. Like there was no much connection with either wingers, and also the midfield as well. The midfield also caused problems. Nico, Kessie, I think they had a poor game. I think Kessie probably was decent. Nico, actually, I don't think so. He was that impactful. I think the problem that was happening is that Nico was not being that explosive or that creative, or that chemistry links were not there with Nico, with other players. So Nico was not having that much of a control in the midfield. And just like that, because actually Xavi as well, I have to also talk about this, that in this match, he went more so of a midfield control play. So basically against Real Madrid, Xavi's tactics was to use Rafinha and Ansu at their best, and use the midfield, our midfield trio, to lock down Madrid's midfield trio. So there would be no explosiveness from Madrid's midfield trio. Now, in this match, actually, we went with all the progression, creativity from our midfield. So our wingers was to be fed by our midfielders. While they were trying it wasn't working really well, because the thing was that Nico was not able to connect pretty well, like I mentioned before. Kessie, while he was jumping up top with Nico, the thing was he was not at the same thing having connection well with Aubameyang on the left. While he was trying to pass, it wasn't really nothing much impactful was happening. And also one issue that was happening was Juventus was utilizing our spaces that we were leaving by keeping Nico and Kessie up top. Rovella, Locatelli, these two players were capitalizing our spaces, and because of that, they were feeding the balls to Cuadrado. Even Di Maria, who was very involved in the first half, he was utilizing those spaces really well, using his space, getting from our players, and Cuadrado as well from that left-hand side, targeting Sergi Roberto. Of course, Sergi Roberto did get subbed off after 20 minutes because He got injured on his leg once again. He just got injured. So Dest came on. But again, he did not have the best game as well. Dest could not save us. As of course, there were problems being created. Juventus were coming alive. They were attacking from our spaces. But of course, we do open the score. We do open the score line for this match. And it was, of course, Ousmane Dembele on the right who just went through the defense and from his right hand side cut it in and then shot and got the goal for the first goal of the match. First goal, of course, for Barcelona as well. And right after that came Juve's goal. And this goal, honestly, I could say maybe Dest is positionally unaware about where Cuadrado is, because definitely Cuadrado got amazing ball. And Dest should have been positionally aware, to be honest. Like, he should have been close to Cuadrado. Cuadrado got over him, gave a cross to Moise Kean, like a low cross. And Moise Kean as well just shot it in towards the goal. I think maybe Eric Garcia could have done better as well in terms of covering him up. Maybe if it, to be honest, if it was like Araujo over there, maybe it could have got cleared. But, God knows, we could not stop him. Moise Kean scored right after we scored. So it was 1-1. But then, of course, we ended off the half with the lead. Dembele again from the right-hand side, destroying Cuadrado, destroying Alexandro, and shooting a banger. Well, yeah, it's actually a banger because it's quite a tough angle, to be honest. So, you know what? I'll give fair props for that to Dembele. So, we ended off the half with the lead. It was 2-1, of course. Not a really good half, to be honest, from Barcelona. It was just Dembele's magic, to be honest, which I did not expect suddenly him to unleash that. But it's fair, it's really good to see that he unleashed that because we needed that desperately. And yeah, of course, we ended off the half 2-1. Now, of course, the second half also began. And, well, of course, changes were done. Like, Rafinha came on, De Jong came on. I think probably a couple of changes. So, Gavi also actually came on. So, there was many changes done. And important changes as well. Ansu Fati as well for Aubameyang, who was not that instrumental. So Ansu was coming to maybe provide some of his impact into the match. And Lewandowski still stayed in, so I was pretty happy. Maybe, Lewandowski could have maybe got a chance in front of the goal. And he did get some of the chances in this match. So we'll be discussing about that. So second half as started, once again, Barcelona were being dominant. They were having the ball, and then this, as Rafinha and Ansu came in, we once again sort of went into that same playstyle like we had against Real Madrid. Balls being fed to Rafinha and Ansu Fati, while Gavi and Pablo Torre, who also came on, they both were busy, passing the ball to them, feeding the balls to Rafinha as well as Ansu. So actually, Kessie was there in the first, in the beginning. So Kessie and Gavi, they were trying to stay together, link up. They were mostly getting into the job of recovering the ball and then feeding to Rafinha or Ansu or maybe even Lewandowski. So second half was okay. The beginning was going okay. It was going decent. Barcelona were having dominance. But then after that, around the 65th minute, I would say, or I think it was 65th minute, Barcelona had a couple more changes, they brought on Pablo Torre. So Pablo Torre, of course, got some minutes, and I think he and Gavi had a good midfield pairing with Pjanic as well. Pjanic also came on in the second half, and to be honest, these three guys controlled the midfield well in second half. Second half went pretty good compared to first half. First half was really disappointing, and it's basically no midfield control, right? Because Xavi went for the midfield play. It did not happen. The control did not happen. Nico could not do the job. But Gavi, Pablo Torre and Pjanic did it well. Pjanic playing like the Busquets role, switching up the flanks, giving those long balls to Ansu or Rafinha, or even going for those through balls as well. So he actually did a decent job today. He did a good job today. Now that I'm sure that I would say he's probably going to be a Busquets replacement. But he did a good job today. So of course, credit is where to do. And Gavi and Pablo Torre as well, very good from both of them. Especially Gavi, he was very involved into the match. He was not only feeding the balls to Rafinha as well as Ansu. He himself was going up top as like a proper interior, and sometimes his burst that he gives in pace that really helps a lot in terms of progressing the ball, in terms of attacking. So he did a fair job, very good job today. Gavi really did great today. As well as I think Frankie de Jong once again came as a centre back. Again, many people are saying, oh, this is probably just United stuff. I think that's probably Frankie de Jong basically came because, well, I mean, he was I'm saying Xavi was trying Pjanic and Gavi and Pablo Torre in the midfield. So de Jong in defense, he did a fair job. He did a good job against Real Madrid. So I think just probably with the same idea he went with this match also. And this match, I think compared to Madrid, it was a little bit less influential. I think he was more so forced as a proper centre back than as a pseudo centre back. So normally he just progresses with the ball. He did it during this match as well. But the times when he did it, like, against Real Madrid, he was able to have those proper opportunities to progress the ball and stuff, and that really helped him out. In this match, though, he was more so forced into becoming that centre back because Juve were constantly attacking. And of course, as they were constantly attacking, they also got their second goal, which was quite early in second half. And again, Moise Kean got that goal. I think probably I say, Andres Christensen, he gave a block. He gave like knee down or something to stop the ball from going towards Moise Kean, but he unfortunately failed. Dest was following Moise Kean, but again, that also could not go that well. So yeah, because of that, Moise Kean scored another goal. He had a brace in this match, and the score became 2-2. And now, in terms of chances, I think we also definitely had a lot of chances. So first of all, Rafinha's free kick got into the woodwork, and then right after that, as the ball fell into Ansu's foot, he also hit it, and that also hit woodwork. But not only that, of course, Lewandowski as well, before he departed, he had a good cross from Kesse, and then he tried to head in. Unfortunately, it went a little bit wide. So of course, unfortunately, no Leva goal, but Leva was substituted by Memphis Depay, and Memphis Depay as well as so many chances. Abdi as well as Collado as well as Casado also were brought in towards the end of the match, after the hydration break. And this, after the hydration break, we had lots of chances. Abdi had a lot of chances. Memphis had a lot of them. Like Memphis had like 2-3 very close chances. There was one chance where Pablo gave like a short cross to Gavi. Gavi gave a very nice flick but Perrin, who was the goalkeeper who got substituted for Szczesny, he blocked the ball, and as Memphis was trying to finish the job, unfortunately he hit it a little bit wide, and of course that could not turn into a goal. So we had couple of chances in second half. Unfortunately, we could not capitalize those. We could not get the goal in, and the match got over as 2-2 with the score line. So second half, I think some players that definitely played well. Gavi definitely played very good, very involved, he played his role great as an interior, clearly amazing. Pablo Torre, I think he definitely gave some good signs. I think he definitely gave some very positive signs as that interior as well. He was mostly like a deep playmaker, but he was also being, he was going up top as well. So you could kind of say him like an interior. Then I think probably Rafinha had a decent impact. I think I would say that. Ansu also had a decent impact. Memphis also going into those spaces, unfortunately not capitalizing it. That was unfortunate from his side, but he also was decent. So yeah, there was a couple of positives. Negatives, usually, I think from first half, it was definitely Nico that being tried as a center midfielder. I think it shows that he's not that explosive, I think he's just not that creative in that midfield, especially when there are tight spaces. So probably the best position for him, I think Xavi can consider, is that DM role, which he has been playing pretty well. But of course, this is the preseason. This is a chance of, I would say, experiments. Yes, Xavi indeed went with an experiment in this match. It did not work. He learned it, so he's not going to use it. Pjanic also, actually, to be fair, I should give him props as well. Pjanic played pretty well in that second half. I should mention him as well. He did pretty good. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Well, Barcelona, of course, drew against Juventus. Unfortunate stuff, but you know what? It is what it is. You know, we will, of course, it's just preseason. We're just trying to improve. But Dembele did show amazing magic. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. And if you did, make sure to like, subscribe, more of tactical reviews, analysis, player analysis, and all that stuff. Make sure to do all these things. And of course, Forza Barca and goodbye.